Hello everybody, today make a video introduce Unit 9. Member of my group include Trần Thị Thu Hiền, Dương Trung Hiếu, Lộc Thị Hương. Unit 9. Working in psychiatry. Lesson include the content, chat cover, vocabulary, listening, speaking, language further, pronunciation, reading, and fighting care. The past one, chat cover. Exercise 1. Work in groups. Can you match the picture with the description? Check your answer below. 3. Watch the first to use the term psychiatry. Johann Christian Rio, Verbal 18 0 eyes. 2. Describe his structural model of the mind. Sigmund Freud, Verbal 1923. Introduced cognitive behavioral therapy. Aaron Tebet, Verbal 1963. 4. Introduced lithium for treatment of mania. John Carter, Verbal 1949. Exercise 2. Do any of the contribution made by the above or other people rank as most important in the history of psychiatry? Why? Why not? Yes, I do. Because I are psychiatrists with a wider knowledge and willing to devote to medicine. Exercise 3. It is important to be aware of medicine in general and psychiatry in the particular. Answer: yes, it is. Because mental fighters need people with mental knowledge to understand and fight to help them overcome the disease. Vocabulary, experience, behavior, and manner. Exercise 1. Work in the pair. Make sure you understand the noun below. Use a dictionary if necessary. Grant change noun into an adjective. Now, aggressive, aggressive. Now, restlessness. Adjective, restless. Now, with the draw out. Adjective, with the drawn. Now, distraction. Adjective, distracted. Now, flamboyant. Adjective, flamboyant. Now, anxiety. Adjective, anxious. Now, carelessness. Adjective, careless. Exercise 2. Complete each Sentences below with an adjective from 1. 1. Careless. 2. Withdrawn. 3. Restless. 4. Anxious. 5. Flamboyant. 6. Aggressive. 7. Distraction. Exercise 3. With now from the list have a corresponding virtue. Example: withdraw or withdraw. Distraction, distract. Exercise 4. Decide whether the description in the two are related to mania, physiologic depression, or anxiety. Are they for affective or organic disorder? Mania, flamboyant, psychotic, distracted, aggressive, depression, withdrawn, careless, anxiety, anxious, restless. Vocabulary: formal, trân trọng, throws out, xúc, lose out of, nhìn ra ngoài, corresponding, tương ứng, comp, chả, barely, nghèo nàn, still, sự yên lặng, twitch, co rúm, assuming, thái thì, thích tên cả, say, bibli, ăn mặc soạn xỉn, extravagant, quá mức, vô lý, mania, chứng hưng cổm, flamboyant, khoa trương, sơ, psychotic, chứng rối loạn tâm thần, distraction, lồm sao nhãn, aggressive, hung hăng, depression, sự phiền muộn, withdrawal, sự rút khỏi, careless, không để ý, anxiety, máu lo âu, restless, bồn chồn. Listening. Exercise 1. Words in fair. Look at the table below as met short phrase. You understand all the word. Then listen to the doctor describing the three items and make notes about each item using the appropriate factor 1 to 6. 1. Experience. 2. Eye contact. 3. Manner. 4. Most of us feature. 5. Instructor. 6. Doctor's feeling. Mid zone. 1. Cell net telestra. 2. No eye contact 1 hour. 3. Not fighting. Strengthen withdrawal from a cup breather out to husking himself. 4. It's not interest much with the nurse. 5. Nothing. 6. Doctor's feeling. Into wide allowed mode. Missy Rixby. 1. Whether rarely writer close to table for someone much younger. 2. Nothing. 3. Highly elevated mode hyperactive west or night. 4. Heart rolls out all over the place. 5. Did not appear to be aware of anything abnormal in her behavior. Mr. Dixon. 1. Well dressed. 2. Looked at doctor when he spoke and was spoken to. 3. Worried and anxious. Set on as of scared while the anxiety couldn't sit still. Fifth, getting very poor concentration. 4. Nothing. 5. Nothing. 6. Safe but nervous at the word. Exercise 3. Listen again and check your answer. Decide the likely diagnosis in each case. Mr. John, depression. Mr. Skippy, mania. Mr. Dixon, ST. Speaking. Exercise 1. Books in fair. Look at the list of the question below. Describe which section of the examination the question relates to orientation of language. What day of the week is? What is the day today? What is the year? What country are we in? What season of the year is it? What town or city are we in? What are two main streets nearby? What floor of building are we on? What is the name of a replay? K. Orientation. Exercise 2. Look at the full examination list on page 121. Describe which of the play is suitable for introducing each section and which you can at the beginning of the statement. I need to ask you some throughout questions as part of an assessment. Some of the questions may seem a bit simple, but if you just bear with me, it won't take long. I'm now going to ask you some questions about. I'm going to give you answer 1, you 2. Beginning of the assessment. Some of the questions may seem a bit simple, but if you just bear with me, it won't take long. I need to ask you some rousing questions as part of an assessment. Introducing each section. I'm now going to ask you some questions about. I'm going to give you. Wanted you to. Exercise 3. Which of the response below are appropriate when a frightened answer a question? Okay. Thank you. That's fine. Practical exercise. Row 1. Apply the text on the file 121 with a partner before you start text a frightened decide what result you want to achieve and how many deliberate mistakes you will make to put your score into one of the three bands. Moral 20I, normal 25 to 27, borderline. Moral dementia. I'm sorry. Let's run 20 eyes normal. True. When you are interviewed as a frightened, give the number of incorrect answers that will give your chosen outcome. As a doctor, matter on the answer which are from 3. At the end of the interview, compare the doctor's result with the frightened intent score. Alright, Sam. It's my thought, but would in fair try to fresh less with the file skill augmented by the Dr. Turner ran the file 5 skill mentored by the Dr. Turner. Look at the book and read at then answer my question. 1. Knowing how to use one's own daily life skills. 2. Speaking clearly and carefully. 3. Listening to the frightened. 4. Using sympathy and empathy. 5. Developing the frightened's trust. 6. Stopping oneself from making judgment about the frightened. 7. Letting time run its course. 8. Being proficient in physiotherapy. Exercise 2. Why is of the skill mentored by the Dr. Turner important? To reach skill of daily living to the frightened express prepare for the discharge. Taking time to listen to the frightened help the frightened and develop trust. No specific reason is given in stature, but the frightened might be more core afraid and not open to treatment. To avoid alienating the frightened, the healing process takes time and invitations want to help. Language portrait use past simple and past perfect to describe an event or previous which happened before upon a previous in the past. Re-impression are commonly used at I had eaten. I returned to work. The shift was over by the time I had brightened up the night. That already left the water. When he agreed, I fell asleep before I had finished studying. Once I had finished washing my hands, I was ready to begin. Reading was in fair before you reach text. Make a list of the fonts you could add about interpreting Jim's term. It's taking a persuasive history. Use your own knowledge and experience editing the history. Complete a question about self-harm by using one word from each box. You might have to change the form of any verse and thread maybe more than one answer. What's the approach or suggestion for dealing with frightened who are hesitant about talking to the doctor? Do not hurry him. Try asking B. How are you? What's been happening to you? What are the most important things? Indicate whether TV further the frightened and friend. Then ask what the frightened think about Rick. What should you check for specifically in the history? Everything listed in bullet points at and of the text. When are suicidal thoughts, plan or action more dangerous? When they are specific. What are the biological marks of depression? Early morning, working, disfreedom, affective, and sexual activity was lost. Using your own experience, how could you identify anxiety from? Student own answer. Find price into text with exactly the same meaning as states the length of the interview. B. What the Python has to scanner. C. Does not want to begin speaking. D. Find out the Python's opinion of bricks. E. Make sure that you cover everything. I. Explain to the Python how long the interview will take. What his expectations are. C. E. Reluctant start talking. D. Answer what the Python think about trick. E. Be sure it is comprehensive. 4. What question could you ask about Python? Present circumstances, early years, and development, and promoting personality. How are you? What has been happening in your life recently? Can you describe what life was like for you when you were a younger child? Can you tell me what life was like for you as you grew up? How could you describe yourself before you become ill? Python care. Complete question about self-harm by using outward from each box. You might have to change the form of any word, and there may be more than one answer. 1. Harming yourself. 2. Fuel filter. 3. Go back. 4. Ending or taking life. 5. Matter free file fraction. 6. End or test life. What other question might you ask about harming and self and life not being worth living? Possible question. Have you actually harmed yourself? Have you ever thought that life was not worth living? What stopped you harming yourself? Why? Could you ask each of the questions above? You need to ask about the first profile, out if there is pattern of true about self-harm, asking about the plan, and what the victim has ever harmed themselves. We will tell you how seriously a victim has true about do in it. Speaking. Student I go to find 115. Student B go to find 100. I think. Read to scan areas as user identify and question it read unique truth about you might say. A. You are Mr. Proud Isa 47. You are anxious about financial problem. Use three words to develop any student B about your problem. I'm very worried about my condition. Recently, I have a lot of headache and trouble sleeping. In the last 2 months, I have a lot of financial problem. I have just lost my job. I'm trying another job, but it was not good either. My children need care, and my wife and I are very controversial about financial resources. I feel helpless and desperate. You should not be too worried. Maybe unaffected of opportunity comes to you. First, you should calm down, confident. in your wiper what you are encountering. You should think about what you can do and like to do. You will soon find a suitable job. Language parts 2. With and consequences in negotiation. To say we with the first had been different with you. I wish plus the first purpose. I wish I had gone come to the hospital sooner. I wish I hadn't had the operation. To say what we wish we could do now with you. I wish plus could. I wish I could go home. To say we wish a present situation were different. We use I wish plus the past simple form. I wish my wife were here. I wish my wife weren't in the hospital. To make empathic with you if only instead of with if only I had come to the hospital sooner. To talk about imaginary situation we use to imagine. Let's suppose what if let's say suppose you fail and hurt yourself and nobody was around. What could you do? Complete the sentence by putting the verse in the correct form and adding any necessary word. I wish I had come to see him yesterday. 2. If only they could let me go home to my family this afternoon. I wish the visitor could go away and leave us in fear. Imagine you had a fit when you were alone in a swimming pool. 4. I wish he could had recovered completely. 5. Suppose you went home, who could look after you? I wish I hadn't lost my temper with the fighting last night. 2. Would in fact write 7 questions about your care which would grant us another further question and develop its conversation in your own way. Example, do you wish has chosen psychiatry, hadn't more psychiatry, didn't have to get up too early. Speaking 3. Please treat notes rant words in pair to help you understand what Python might fail. Write the 7 sentences about the Python with from 1 to 7 below. I wish I could go home now. I wish I hadn't taken the tablet in the first place. I wish if only I could see my family. I wish they couldn't stop me going home now. I wish doctor could see I'm okay. I wish if only I were at work. I wish I were out enjoying myself. 2. Use 3 to not to Y7 why the doctor might consider her to stay in the hospital. 1. Imagine you collapsed in the street. 2. What if you had the reflex on the out at home? 3. Suppose you failed. 4. Let's suppose you were driving and collapsed. 5. Imagine you caused an accident. 6. What if you damaged your liver? 7. Let's suppose there was nobody around and you passed out. Was in fact Ted turned and tried to first dear. The frightened to stay in the hospital get my frightened unspoken wish. I'm afraid an against operation is necessary. You must be the hospitalist right now. Writing was interrupted right up street north. A former fighting optimizer, Mr. Thompson, who is 25 years old, was found by the police at 2 a.m. wandering into street computer. The fighting had been admitted 1 year earlier under similar circumstance. He was aggressive and confused at attacking rapidly. He said the transport system was a mess and he needs to fix it now. He had a poor concentration. His were not properly directed through. Previously, he had outwiped formally the wrestler very tightly. His insights were inferior and he was not aware of what he was doing. He made inappropriate gesture to the police and nurse. We were careful about being alone with fighting without a clear escape route. Thank you for watching and listening.